To Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
What y'all using? Group me or some shit? Facebook?
Yeah, Group me. You got me on Group me.
Yeah, I already sent that boy the invite. You cropped up. We about to see. Nigga say he top 100 in the top 100 online in mud. Look, nigga in the tight formation already. Cheesy. This shit about to get cheesy early, but don't worry about it. Come on. Niggas getting tight off rip. Let's go. That's like a good.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And it's caught inside the 35. A big play there on the first play of the game. 63 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like use momentum to launch another one.
How the fuck did you just glitch me away from here?
Give me the ball. Give me the ball.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Let me get the fucking steal, computer. I mean, 2K. Computer. Oh, let's go. Bitch.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
That motherfucker chase that.
Back to throw. And he's caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. George Kittle, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals take it right down and score on the opening drive. Point after, right down the middle.
It's the extra pass.
7-0 game.
Fuck, man.
When be talking about?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Fucking wild, man. I can't run out there in time. Or I can't guard this nigga. He blowing fucking past me. Yeah, bro.
Huh?
I'm in the wreck.
Oh, well, good luck. You in the wreck? Oh, I ain't played 2K since I got.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is fielded inside the 5. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
And I can't hold him. I can't even hold this nigga up, not even to go into out of bounds or nothing. I know he going fucking baseline, bro. I know he's fucking going baseline.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey,
Watch
the safety creep.
2nd and 9 now. It's caught by Mike Evans. A first catch for the man leading the NFL in receiving yards in this first month. And a first down to boot.
Go now.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Check 52. Fire.
On first down, Street. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage is coming through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
They'll set up a throw. He finds his target, it's Evans. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. They'll run it now out of the gun.
Pass it to there, and I'm like fucking next to you,
here.
bro.
They'll take it down inside the 10.
Fuck,
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 8-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Amari Cooper, his 2nd touchdown on the season. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. That's 2 really excellent drives for them to start this ball game, both ending with touchdown passes.
In big picture, they look great, don't they? Like a well-oiled machine right now. But let's down focus a little bit and talk about the guy calling the signals and throwing the passes. He is playing with precision right now, scanning the field and making excellent throws.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays.
Now y'all let me hold
Down
a
2
nigga in the
touchdowns
baseline, but
early,
then y'all let him get
probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. I was waiting for them to get there first because the momentum they carry from last week, unbelievable. They had a snowman, 8 sacks.
You were surprised that it took this long, and this isn't that long, truthfully. But here's the thing. If you've seen that on tape, your offensive line is going to have to ask for help. Tight end has to stay in. If you use a fullback, keep him in. Make sure you have extra people to try and keep your quarterback upright. Didn't work on that play.
Corners and posts. All corners. Corner and post.
The Bengals drive about to get going. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Hey.
2nd and 2. Gets this one
Oh yeah, I'm
complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll run it now out of the gun. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. 2nd down and inches. And his throw here is incomplete. Well, you got a young quarterback. You know, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
He's got Adams. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
That's the crazy part.
Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6. Check 59. Mike is 59.
He'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now you got 3rd and goal coming up, and can you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. On 3rd down, Street. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
You know, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively. Nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Right now, I'm just wondering where they turn on offense, Charles. I know we're not in the 4th quarter, but 2nd quarter haven't scored and struggling to move the ball.
I don't think they abandoned the run game totally, but maybe you change up your tempos. Maybe you go a little bit faster, try and catch them back on their heels a little bit to try and accomplish what you want to get done.
On play action, Wentz. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6.
And this is caught. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Calvin Ridley. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff.
I got a comment for you. Stay my homeboy for $1,000. Faggot. I like
that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Nigga, LOL. Okay. Comment.
What happened?
Nah, they added this cheesing ass nigga to the league. You're not really a cheesy, a mutt player.
He'll get it out to midfield. Yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Nigga paid twin for
it's
a
big play there for the Steelers.
What's good?
Well, hello. I mean, it took him a while to get him a rep, but that's quite an introduction to this game.
And not just hello. How about goodbye to the defense as he went past him? Big-time run on his first carry of the game.
Oh, 9. That was whatever Jeff year was.
That's what that beautifully. Was. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward, and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2.
Yeah, what's good?
They do, man.
You said who?
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Yeah.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. As they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Bengals with 2 extra DBs. A nickel look on third.
Blanketing the passing lanes.
Working from the gun. Wentz. And that will be incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
A little too amped up there, got to him before he had a chance to catch it.
Another example
of players that was like that old, that was that 09,
getting the protection that they deserve. Got to make sure that he's able to catch the ball before you get to him.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10.
Yeah. Keon class of 10, ain't it?
They'll drop to throw. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective.
Wow.
Able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 4. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Yeah, they were small. Hell yeah, compared to what them boys got now. Hell yeah.
They'll look to throw. Well, they're pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
A big play there just before halftime. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Yeah.
Give them maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They fake the give. Now Wentz. There goes a deep ball, end zone. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Who better, Teddy or Cato?
That shit, that nigga going down this shit.
High school?
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Yeah, like Cato.
5-9. Bravo.
Okay, Mom.
Coming to you.
Take the race in the ball.
Yeah, he's good, Cato.
I got you, pop. Like 81.
Wentz to throw again.
I guess the race bag.
He's going to find Hill here.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Rare was on the one.
This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
I said, now he's gonna be up there down in these streets, bro, because once he goes get other age, niggas ain't gonna.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They run again with Breida. He's got daylight. The 40, 30, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Matt Breida, 77 yards. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback. But they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more two-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to, because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
Fuck around and be a school shooter with this crazy
The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer. Create.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
How about that?
On first down, here's Breida. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and knock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10.
So what you think she gonna pull? She already acting. She already talked like a damn boy.
To throw is Wentz.
I can only imagine. We'll get that shit in order.
He'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Jalen Smith, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes.
On Twitter, dog. These niggas that be playing these competitions, bro, them niggas don't be knowing shit about football, bro. They just know how to fuck.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception.
I don't mind this shit because it's fun. Because you get to figure out like ways to just keep that shit running regular shit. Niggas
and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 17 and a Cincinnati first down.
Bring up this shit. It doesn't matter. It don't matter what the boys should be doing, bro. Like,
Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop.
What's the old expression? 3 yards in a cloud of dust. In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on it.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden explosive, gets into the backfield and spills the play.
Yeah, he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. This is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it burns up 4.
You don't want to put your hands. You can't put your hands on the child. Other than that, when a child
taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter. As he'll go for it on fourth down.
Like, they were little Jimmy, we got all that shit, but I got I give a fuck. Once it's that time, it's that time. Don't fuck with me.
Wentz to throw for it on fourth. He's got it complete to Thompson.
Big hit.
And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Wentz now on first down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. I call it no gain there on the first down.
It's the child, but at the end of the day, it's him, man. It's him. She gotta call it for me. She gotta call and look for where the nigga be at. It don't make no sense. Of course they gonna make their report, but at the end of the day, that nigga need to get, he need a lesson. And then the lesson is for him to be taken away from his mama so he can understand what the fuck is out there for him.
He is met
So yeah, it gotta be like that.
Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. Wentz gonna throw.
You got it far. I didn't have it far.
Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback over, no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
No,
They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And pressure gets to him again. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Street's got it complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Now this throw caught left side. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one goes for 24 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. 5 yards on the catch there brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. 2nd and 5. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
70,
they'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Protein spell 5. Mike 5-9. Now, go.
2nd and 3. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Mike Evans, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Yeah, can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They can very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Niggas think they all way, you know, 1, 2, 3, play it down the third. Don't worry about it, I got somebody for y'all. You on the same shit.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Breida, he'll try the right side. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage.
Let's go, D, let's go. Hey, let's get there.
Gang. Damn, the more I watch the game at Chris' house. Huh?
Who you like, Cass? Who you like,
Simpson, baby.
Simpson?
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success. How about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move, and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
It sound horrible? I haven't been listening.
Wentz going to go on 4th down. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
What on that damn shit? That way came from.
On 1st down, Street. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Street. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball.
You're
handing out multiple, although I set you up.
But